At this point in your life, what's your relationship status?
I'm single.
And why are you single?
Uh, I feel like I'm going through this phase of getting to know myself. I feel like I've unpacked and did all the groundwork. I feel like I'm healed. I could potentially be ready for a relationship. I'm just not settling. The next person that I intend to be with, I just wanted that to be the end of it. I don't want to keep dating because dating is really draining. And then it's complicated right now because I'm traveling a lot. I got a lot on my plate. I don't really have time for dessert, so it might have to be somebody that could just like fit in and we mesh. I don't know. But I'm open to a relationship. It's just I'm not settling. So if I don't feel like it's the right thing to do, I'm not just gonna get into a relationship because I want to do couple shit.
Now, you use the phrase settling.
hmm
Have you settled in the past, or is this just from observation?
No, I 100% feel like I have.
Now, how long have you been single for at this point?
Um, Going on 2 years.
And what's that lifestyle been like for you?
It's been good. It get lonely sometimes, but I got somebody that I bump into, when I want company. Other than that, I go on dates here and there and stuff like that. But as far as being intimate, just one person.
So, no roster.
A roster, a roster as far as dating, yes, dates. Sexually, no.
Now, how many just for dates does this roster consist of?
I'm not gonna lie, like I go on dates with several people.
Now, speaking of dates, would you date you?
Absolutely.
And what would those characteristics or reasons for that be?
Because I feel like I'm the shit. I feel like I got my shit together. My head on straight. I look good. I take care of all my responsibilities. If I was a man, there's so many qualities about myself that I would be like, yeah, like she's that.
Now, you also mentioned healed
Mhm.
previously. Was this a self healing or was there a professional involved with that?
I have had professional help.
Like mental health professional?
Absolutely. Always struggled with mental health ever since I was a child. But when I say like healing, I think a lot of times people don't take the time to unpack different things that they may have carried into a relationship or carried out. And then you do it like unintentionally, bringing it into another relationship, like certain qualities about yourself that caused your last relationship to fail or just different things like that. And I feel like sometimes when you come out of relationships, especially toxic ones, it's okay to just take some time to heal and get to know yourself and be comfortable being by yourself. Sometimes we jump into another situation just because we afraid of being alone. So I got completely out of my comfort zone. My mother had died. I was pregnant with my daughter. And I just had to feel the feels. That's the best way I can explain it. Like it was days where I cried. It was days where I felt like I was happy, but I really wasn't. It was days where I didn't want to leave the house, but now it's like I can appreciate somebody that's coming in and they actually mean well. Like this is actually somebody that's gonna be good for me, versus me just going to be with somebody because I'm uncomfortable with being alone.
Now, how many mental health professionals have you experienced in your life?
Honestly,
Rough estimate.
maybe five. I would say five is a good number.
And zooming out, what's your opinion on mental health professionals?
Um, I would say this, and I have this conversation with people, especially not to make it a racial thing, but like my dad is half white, half black, my biological father. So I got to experience the black and white sides, the different ways of raising children, culture, X, Y, and Z, and then my mom's side, black. Um, and I think that seeking help and reaching out and trying to get like professional opinions about mental health is kind of frowned upon a lot of times in the Black community. So, we kind of just taught growing up to not talk about things. Um, I think it's trash that people feel like Black men shouldn't cry, like they teach them growing up that if you express emotions that you weak. So it was definitely tough. I just thank God that I had a mom that was like, no, like you're gonna go get some help. Like she actually seen that I needed help growing up and was like, you're gonna go see a counselor with X, Y, and Z. The only thing she didn't push on me was medication. And then just different life phases. It's been points in my life where I felt like, you know what, I need a professional. And I'll go get help because once you crash out, it's too late. So I would just say, um, if you feel like you need help, like there are outlets, and don't be afraid to do it because just because people not talking about it, I feel like all of us battle with mental health in some way.
Now, the question of would you date you was a hypothetical question. But literally speaking now, when it comes to your past history of dating, what's the worst date you ever been on?
Whew. Worst dates. It wasn't even that the date was necessarily horrible, but I think I just went out with somebody before I got to really understand if this was somebody I even should have been going on a date with. And it was extremely awkward because we was out in public and I didn't know him like that. I wasn't quite attracted and he was trying to hold my hand. He tried to kiss me. I'm like, I don't kiss. I kiss my son. Like, I just didn't do that. I think I had one baby at the time. And it was just extremely awkward for me. And it was very awkward because not only am I giving you signals to like stop trying to display public affection because we're not on that level, he thought that we were going to sleep together after that. And I was like, yeah, I'm out. I'm out.
Now, just for further context, was this your first date together?
Yes. So I always tell people this now. Before I just go like out in public on a like some fancy date or us being around other people, I like to experience people like let's go get some pizza. We finna sit in the car and talk. Let me understand who you are a little bit. So I know it'd be all this little stuff going on social media like, oh, he gotta take me here or there. Like I honestly rather kick it with somebody, have a regular conversation, and see if we vibing out on that level before we go out in public together. I think it's more awkward if you just going out with somebody and this is your initial time hanging out with them and now y'all not feeling each other. It's awkward versus, no, I like you. Like, okay, we could go to the next step.
Now, what about on the opposite end of the spectrum?
hmm
What's the best date you ever been on?
Um, I would say it was more like it wasn't just a date thing. It was kind of like a whole day that they had planned out for me. And so I woke up. I had all kind of gifts like laid all out in the kitchen when I went downstairs. And then we actually had went a couple hours away to I want to say it was Sedona, and it was like this really cute cabin. I went in there. It was like roses all over the bed. We had somebody catering. It was super cute.
Now, was this a special occasion for this day? Was this a Valentine's Day scenario, a
Mm-mm.
birthday scenario, an anniversary
It was
scenario?
like a just because type of thing. And I'm very spontaneous, so I'm not big on holidays. I don't really celebrate. I feel like you could just do something for the person that you love, like just because.
Now, who could you have had a relationship with, but it never happened?
I'd rather not answer that.
But you do have a name in mind.
I do, and I feel like, you know what? I can admit when I'm wrong, like I messed that up. And I messed it up for somebody that was not even worth it. Um, but I'd rather not name drop on that.
Now, regardless of the name, why didn't it materialize into something further?
Um, because I felt like it was too good to be true. And that's just me being toxic. You know, I feel like it got to be some type of flaw in there for it to be right. And this person was just genuinely showing me that they fuck with me. And I kind of like, I got scared a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I went with what felt comfortable to me, which was bullshit. That's what I grew up seeing. That's the type of relationship I done been in. And it was more so like a comfort thing for me. I'm like, nah, he being nice, he doing this, he coming through, you know, he look good. What's to it? You know what I'm saying?
So this was your call then, not theirs, why it didn't materialize
It
further.
was definitely mine.
When's the last time you two communicated?
Um, I would say 2 months ago. 2 months ago.
And not personally trying to start anything here or egg anything on further, but is there a possibility this could reconcile into something in the future or?
I'm not saying it's not possible, but the way that we even got back in contact with each other is because he started dating somebody that I'm really cool with. And she asked me how did I feel about it. I'm like, go for it. Like, you know, do it. I'm not gonna dwell on the past and I don't go backwards. So whoever I'm meant to be with, it's gonna come back around, come to me some kind of way. So I don't really think about it. And I think they still locked in, so that's cool.